How did Lee Jung-jae, an actor who had spent years in the shadows, become a global star with just one series? Today, I want to tell you a story that might be hard to believe. The story of a man who, when you look back, went from nothing to everything. The story of a man who fought silently for years but suddenly, with one role, conquered the world. This is the story of Lee Jung-jae. Lee was born on December 15, 1972, in Seoul, South Korea. Life wasn't easy. He grew up in the narrow streets of Seoul, always searching for a way to find himself. But on the path he had chosen, there was nothing but doubt and uncertainty. People would say, "You, an actor, how do you expect to survive in this brutal competition?" But Lee had something burning inside, a fire that refused to go out. That day seemed like any other. Lee was working at a small cafe in Seoul, as usual, but then a stranger walked in, and everything changed. That stranger was a fashion talent scout. He saw something in Lee's face, something even Lee hadn't discovered yet. Lee was invited into the modeling world, and that's where his life took a turn. The shy cafe worker was soon on Seoul's billboards. But this was only the beginning. Success in modeling gave him confidence, but every time he stood in front of a camera, something felt missing. This isn't what I want. I want to tell stories. Finally, in 1992, the opportunity he had dreamed of arrived. At just 20 years old, he stood before the camera for the first time in the TV drama Dinosaur Teacher. No one expected what would happen next. Right after it aired, overnight, Lee Jung-jae became a star. But this was just the beginning. In 1993, he made his big screen debut with The Young Man. And with this film, he proved he wasn't just a pretty face from TV, he was a serious actor. By 1994, his role in the drama Feelings made him a household name across South Korea. But if you think it was all success from there, you'd be wrong. Acting wasn't easy. Lee took on smaller roles. He was patient. Even in 1999, when he won Best Actor at the Blue Dragon Awards for City of the Rising Sun, he still felt something was missing. Life isn't always a climb up, right? Every peak has a valley. In 2007, Lee returned to television with Air City. It failed. In 2009, Triple failed again. Wait, wasn't this the same Lee Jung-jae people once couldn't stop talking about? Many thought it was over. But Lee, he didn't give up. "This isn't the end. I just need to wait. My time will come again." And then, it happened. 2021. A series no one expected would shake the world. Squid Game. But this wasn't just a series. It was a phenomenon. Netflix released it, and suddenly the entire world was talking about one name, Lee Jung-jae. He played Seong Gi-hoon, a desperate, struggling man at rock bottom. But what Lee brought to this role was more than just acting. He gave it a soul, a painful reality millions could relate to. But what made his performance unforgettable wasn't just the plot, it was the depth he gave to Gi-hoon. Those eyes full of fear, despair, and hope. It was beyond acting. It was raw, real. So real that millions felt glued to the screen, lost in his performance. Lee played Gi-hoon so truthfully that you almost forgot he was just playing a role. And it was this honesty, this humanity, that captivated the world. Remember those haunting visuals? They weren't random. The twisted staircases, inspired by M.C. Escher's artwork, a never-ending maze symbolizing society's injustice and complexity. Even the Blue Danube Waltz playing in the background, that eerie calmness creating a chilling contrast between beauty and horror. Just like how Stanley Kubrick used Beethoven's Symphony No. 9, beauty drowning in darkness, and then the Dalgona scene. Players, trembling hands holding a fragile needle, trying to cut the delicate candy without breaking it. Silence. Every breath heavy, every second tense. It became so iconic that soon the Dalgona Candy Challenge went viral worldwide. And remember the giant doll in red light, green light? That haunting doll with brown hair? It wasn't just a prop, it was real. It had been borrowed for filming and returned afterward. But its terrifying gaze? It still lingers in millions of minds, a nightmare never forgotten. And then, the moment no one saw coming. Lee Jung-jae became the first Asian actor to win the Emmy Award for Best Lead Actor. But if you think that's where his story ends, think again. Lee has always been one step ahead. Beyond acting, he opened the luxurious Italian restaurant chain Il Mare, personally designing the interiors himself. Then he founded the real estate company Seorim C&D. And finally, with his best friend Jung Woo-sung, he co-founded the entertainment label Artist Company. And when someone asked him, "How do you handle all this fame?" he simply replied, "I'm still the same cafe boy who loved stories." This was the story of Lee Jung-jae, a man who never gave up. And if you have a dream that feels impossible, remember, every step you take brings you closer to your golden moment.